We truly need to talk to this gentleman, and I want to thank you all because social media lighting up for a few questions for him that are very, very civil. It's none other than a gentleman that we all know, and not to embarrass him before he comes on, that we all treasure and love as part of our family on the North Coast. Mr. Zydrunas Ilgauskas. Z, how are you, man?
Doing well, Munch. How are you, buddy?
Sir, I am just flattered to have you. And you know, I've been doing this for 38 years, Z, and I'm not trying to embarrass you, but I got goosebumps.
Oh, stop it.
No,
I can come on. You just let me know. I'll come on anytime. I don't know if you want my opinion, but...
No, hey, I always want opinions, and we always take your opinions. You know, before we get rocking here, I want people to know that you are going to receive the Lifetime Achievement Award during the 18th Greater Cleveland Sports Awards. Those happen Wednesday, January 17th. Renaissance Cleveland Hotel, Grand Ballroom. Doors at 5:30. And Z, what were your thoughts, feelings when they called you, either Dave Gilbert or perhaps Meredith Painter with the organization, and said you were getting the awards? What'd you think?
I just, was surprised, first of all. I really didn't expect it. And once everything sunk in and I looked at all the list of accomplished people that got to award before me, just really, also became more of a humble feeling just knowing that you're going to be joining all those people that got to award before me. And, I just, very appreciative and couldn't believe it. Kind of early, only 42 years old for a lifetime achievement, but I'll take it.
Z, there's no doubt you deserve it. We're talking to Zydrunas Ilgauskas. How cool is this? Of course, first-round pick in 96, debuted October 31st, 1997. Records for all-time leader in games played, total rebounds, offensive rebounds, block shots. Last time, Z, to me it seems like yesterday. Your last game was May of 2010. Does it seem like a long time ago for you, or does it seem closer?
It does and it doesn't. It really depends how I look at it. I mean, it's been, 6 years since I last played, so the time kind of flew by. But also, having kids at home and having daily activities with them and all the other stuff, you just kind of, never really think about it other than once in a while you just stop and kind of, it's been like 7 years since I played, so... Time flies.
Z, I want to say something here, and this is from me and from my heart. But we talk about heroes, and we want people to know to the Lifetime Achievement Award is presented by Cuyahoga Community College. Is that, of course, your wife, Jennifer. And in 2004, you adopted 2 Lithuanian brothers from your hometown of Kaunas in Lithuania. Z, that is just unbelievable. And, your dad, Jennifer's mom, and they're your sons. How neat is that?
I know. It's neat. It was from the same orphanage where my dad grew up right next to the village. So he used to take me a lot there when I was younger and just to take some stuff to the kids that had obviously less than I did. And then when the opportunity presented itself, we, talked about it. And it's not an easy process, and it took about 2 years. But, we're really happy, and, the boys are healthy, growing up, all going to be teenagers soon. So it's interesting times in our house these days.
Well, Z, you've got my number. I've got a 24-year-old son now and an 18-year-old. So sometimes, the teenagers, they still love us, but they're teenagers. We were teenagers, right?
Exactly. I might need some tips from you. It's coming up.
Well, there's no manual, and we'll get it done in a big, big way. Other things, too. And see, these are questions from the fans of the show when they heard you were coming on. And, you go to the arena. And one thing I do, man, is that I love looking up in the rafters, and seeing AC's number and seeing Price and seeing Bobby Smith and remembering, of course, when he would make a basket and you're listening to the radio play-by-play and our dear friend would just go, bingo, he made the shot. But also, number 11, 7th number in Cavaliers history to be retired. That was also a very, very special night.
Yes, it was. It was very special, very humbling. Having my friends there, having my old teammates there, and, having my family there. My dad was able to attend, and unfortunately he passed away a year after that ceremony. So having him there and, knowing how much it meant to him, taking me to all the practices and all the games and, everything else, and just being my biggest cheerleader. So, and now even, having my boys go to the games and having seen them hang our family name in the rafters, it's really, like I said, nice and a humbling feeling to have.
And you know what's cool, man? I go to the games, and my dad and I, before your time, you've heard about it, of course, the old Cleveland Arena, and we would go to games there, and then going to games now with my sons, and then someday my sons will go to games wherever the Cavaliers play with their sons, and they're still going to see number 11 up there, my friend.
I know. It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, very, very cool. Again, Cuyahoga Community College sponsoring a Lifetime Achievement Award. The Greater Cleveland Sports Commission is behind the sports awards, and you can still get tickets to this event. ClevelandSportsAwards.com. Z, have you ever been to the event? Because it is magnificent.
No, I've never been. I heard a lot of good stuff about it, but I never been.
Yeah, it's as you might as well, and in fact, I'd rather be in Cleveland, but you might as well be in L.A. or New York or something like that. The magnitude is special. Z, other questions coming in, and I'll check them out before I get them, but you talked about the night of the retirement of the number and your friends coming in. Well, there was a man in the house that night by the way of LeBron James. Do you feel that opened the door, at least for LeBron's mind and spirit and psyche, to come back to Cleveland?
I think I can't speak for LeBron. It was nice to have him there. And when I planned the ceremony, he was one of the most influential players that, kind of affected my career. And without him, who knows, there might not be the number retired. And so I wanted him there. And but for him to be there, we wanted to make sure it was scheduled on a day that Miami Heat had no games.
Right.
So he can come, and we kind of looked at the schedule, and then we saw a couple dates. And I didn't ask him at the time. We just picked a date, and later, when we sent out invitations, we sent him one, and I was really happy that he was able to come. And also, just for him, I think, to be in an arena, not as a member of Miami Heat, but more as a member of the Cleveland Cavaliers, and honoring one of his friends, and seeing, people, I think, gave him nice reception. And he was backstage hanging out with old teammates and everything. So I think, I don't know if it made that much of a difference, but it didn't hurt having him there.
I love we're speaking to Zydrunas Ilgauskas, of course, Cleveland Cavalier center, and so many records he holds with the team is just magnificent. Z, another question coming in, and again, it's well documented, and to me, it makes you even more, and I know that's not your goal, but I'll call you a man's, a pro's pro, a person, because of you had foot problems. Did you ever think, did it ever cross your mind to hang it up? Because you had your feet broken and rebroken surgically and pins inserted just to play basketball. That makes you, that special drive and desire and heart and soul in you. You ever feel like pulling the plug?
Yeah, I did.
Mm-hmm.
Last time it was probably when I was around 25 years old, right before my last reconstructive surgery, just because, by that time I was 25 years old, and starting since 18 years old, I missed probably 5 out of 7 years playing basketball, just spent on crutches and doing rehab and everything else. So that's, anybody that went through that, it's obviously not the hardest thing in life, but it's hard because you don't feel part of the team, because you don't practice, you don't travel with them, you alone a lot, you more with the doctors than with your coaches, and then you spend 6-8 months getting yourself back. If the surgeries are hard enough for people to come back to a regular, normal life, but then to come back to play in NBA is a whole different ordeal. And, to come back and then break it again and have go again. So, yes, you think about it. Is it worth it? Is it just another setback? How long can I do this to my body? Because every surgery, the more pins you put in your feet, the more they have to cut in your side and take the bone graft out of your hip and put in your foot, so it helps healing and all that other stuff. So, but at the end of the day, I looked at it and I was only 25 years old. I was afraid if I quit then, then looking back when I'm 40 or 42 right now, I will regret my decision for not giving it one more try. And then after talking with my family and everything, doctors, we found a new solution, new surgery that they thought they might try. And I gave it one more try, and thankfully that resulted in 11, 12 more years of healthy basketball. So.
How amazing is that? How are they today? Any pains? Could you tell a difference?
No. I'm doing great health-wise. I still exercise almost every day and try to stay in shape, and feet are really not giving me any trouble.